From the Lee Athletic Center on the campus of Webb School of Knoxville, it's time for Lady Spartans basketball. You're watching Webb on the Web, the WOW Network, as we are bringing you the Spartans Athletics live on the internet. This is Peyton Gallagher to bring you play-by-play broadcast, along with my partners, Nicholas Lansing and Marcel Wilder, to provide color commentary and analysis. As the Webb School Lady Spartans take on the C.A.K. Warriors, a big rival. This broadcast is sponsored by Duo Fast of Knoxville for all your nailing, stapling, and fastening needs, and the Shrimp Dock, with the freshest seafood in town. Yummy for the tummy. And streamed from www.wownetwork.org. We welcome you to the Shrimp Dock Side Court Show as we are about, well, tip-offs now. So, the Spartans gained in some fresh legs back. Chandler McBride, who's been out with a knee injury, is back in the lineup tonight for the first time in a while. We're prepared to bring you the starting lineups here as we get ready to tip off. Second game of a doubleheader between C.A.K. and the Webb Spartans.
And in the first game, it was a Webb victory over C.A.K. 40-6.
I believe you are correct. Big win. Number 3, Alex Tedford. Number 11, Turner Helton. The star, number 12, David High. Number 21, Michael DeBusk. Number 22, Cole Smith. Starting lineup for C.A.K. Now we head over to the tunnel for the Spartans.
Number 34, Griffin Hicks.
Number 34, Griffin Hicks, an 8th grader. Number 0, J.T. Dooley. Big man in the post for the Spartans.
Number 32, Chase Reidner.
Number 32, the star 7th grade point guard, Chase Ridenauer.
Number 40, Ryan Lee.
Number 40, Ryan Lee, another one of those big guys down low. Spartans have a bunch of them.
Miles Ramsey.
Number 23, Miles Raznick. A very, very talented Spartans team. They haven't seen one this good in a while.
Yes, Peyton, and you mentioned Ryan Lee earlier. Actually, last game he shut down a 6'4" center.
Yeah, I heard about that this morning, and that's just insane. This team is specializes in defense under a new coach, Rob Goldmeyer, and he's done a great job with the team. They only have 1 loss this season. And, I mean, I talked to him earlier. He works them hard, and he works them real hard. They practice tough. They run a lot. But it's paying off in the games. They've got a lot of endurance. They play tough on defense, and that's what you need for a championship team.
He does, Peyton, and now we go to the tip-off with center J.T. Dooley squaring off against the other center, Cole Smith.
Actually, I believe – oh, excuse me, no. Yeah, you're correct. It's Cole Smith going to do the tip-off with J.T. Dooley. And we get ready for basketball here.
And here's the tip.
Cole Smith wins the tip-off.
Alex Tedford.
Quick with the ball. That's Alex Tedford passing it off to number 11, Turner Helton. To 21, Michael DeBusk. He dribbles around the inside, pulls up, shoots a J. Can't hit. Rebounded by the Spartans. Miles Radnick has it taken away. Tedford with the ball down low. Looks for a pass, finds number 12, David High. To 21, Michael DeBusk. Back around, number 11. Good ball movement here early. Helton dribbles inside, can't finish the pretty layup. Raznick with the rebound, fast break, running hard. He dribbles down, puts it up, can't hit. Spartans retain
Rebounded
possession.
by number 24, Griffin Hicks, off to Chase Ridenauer. Ridenauer sets up the offense at the top of the key.
Ridenauer, a very talented 7th grader, played on that A-team last year as he drives inside, passes it off to Dooley. Dooley hits the easy layup. Spartans pull ahead 2-0. Minute in, first quarter. Spartans playing the full court press, their signature defensive play.
With that really pretty offense executed just very well there, Peyton.
Now, let me explain this. Coach Stroop, the past coach, just retired. He's a Hall of Famer, a great coach, but he runs a very complex offense, the motion. Coach Goldmeyer's come in and summed it down quite a bit as number 21, Michael DeBusk finishes the shot. But anyway, he slimmed down the offense to drive first offense, just take the open shot, and the defense has improved to this highly complex defense. Well, Coach Stroop is all about scoring. Coach Goldmeyer is more about shutting the other team down.
Absolutely, Peyton. But Goldmeyer's offense seems to be working throughout the season. As you said, they only have 2 wins so far. I mean, 1 loss. I'm sorry.
Chase Ridenauer has been a source of points the entire season as he goes to the line for 2 shots. He hits the first, switched it. They pull ahead 3-2. But anyway, the first few games of the season, he scored over 20. And I talked to him. He said he likes his offense better because he doesn't have to pass as much. But he likes to play offense. He likes to score. And I talked to him about that. And that's something he's very good at.
He is very good at that, Peyton. Like you said, he's had multiple 20-point games. And last year, he was the only 6th grader to play on the A-team under Coach Elliott Stroop. As we see JT Dooley steal the ball back to Ryan Lee. He'll
mishandled it.
Dish it off to Ridenauer. Ridenauer will set up that offense.
Ridenauer is going to get most of the touches being the point guard. Very talented. Very good. As he loses the ball nearly. The bus tries to save it, went out of bounds with it. Now, Russell, excuse me, that's his older brother. Marcel, what do you think of how the Spartans have played so far?
Well, I think both teams are actually doing great. Great offense, great defense.
I couldn't agree more. As the ball is bounced around to Griffin Hicks, who finds Ridenauer at the top of the key, sets the play. Ryan Lee sets the pick.
You'll see many of those great screens tonight from Ryan Lee. He's one of the centers of their offense.
As Raznick gets the ball on a crazy play, looks inside, passes off to Ridenauer. Ridenauer can't hit, not enough. Bounces it off the outside of the rim, couldn't get the roll. C.A.K. taking it up. Number 3, Alex Tedford, I believe, has the ball. Dribbled around, David Hyde goes up, fights for it, stripped away by Raznick. He retains possession, however. Alex Tedford bounces it around.
Cole Smith up for the jumper, and he rims out. Recovered by Chase Ridenauer on the fast break.
Takes it up, loses the ball.
Control. Miles Rasnick saves it to Ryan Lee.
Wow, what a play by the
Dooley
Spartans.
to attempt the shot, and it rims out.
Yeah, Dooley, who is usually a pretty strong shooter down in the lane, could wreak havoc all over this team right now. And I mean, it looks like they're pretty evenly matched, however, in the size department. C.A.K. looks like a pretty big team.
That they do, Peyton. So we'll see Webb, one of Webb's many inbound plays.
That's another piece of the offense they've added. If I hadn't mentioned earlier, I think I had, though, they moved from Emotion, one of the more complex offenses there is in basketball. It's an older offense, but it works pretty effectively.
As we see Guthrie Bouchardine sub in for Griffin Hicks. Off to Chase Ridenauer for the 3-pointer, and it's good.
Ridenauer hits the 3. He has 5 points right now. Big part of the Spartan scoring, he has 4 points. As the ball is balled around in the backcourt, David High passes it off to Tedford. Tedford dribbles around, looking to pass. Finds number 11, Turner Helton. Helton setting a play. Scores 6-2, 2 minutes left, first quarter. As Helton dribbles in, finds High outside. High drives in, gets it sent back by Dooley. Wow, what a block. Came up from behind him and knocked it away. And the ball gets it to Dooley from Ridenauer cross-court pass. He couldn't finish.
Cole Smith will take it down court.
You see Dooley's block, though?
These teams just have, great defense, and they just can block any shot that's going up.
It looks like the teams could duke it out here.
As we'll see as we'll see JT Dooley come out, and Stokes Needham will come in his place. A notable 7th grader who's had a good season so far.
One of those, I believe it's 6 7th graders on the team this year. I've heard a lot about how this grade's supposed to change everything for this program. With Chase Ridenauer, another highly talented player, Miles Rasnick, Stokes Needham, Ben Pierce. As Stokes Needham takes it inside, puts it up and sent back by Tedford. There's a foul before the block. Stokes Needham, Ben Pierce, Chandler McBride, Connor Courtney. The list just goes on and on. And these guys contribute to the lineup. It's not like they just sit the bench.
As we'll see another one of these great inbounds plays. Last one didn't turn out so well as he had to jump for it to save it from going out of bounds, but Miles Rasnick will take it out, sets up the play, and it looks like he'll find Guthrie Bouchardine open, set up the offense, drive in, dish it out to Needham. He will drive in and pass out to Chase Ridenauer, but the pass is knocked out of bounds by number 11, Turner Helton.
Definitely, and they're playing scrappy defense, but here's an interesting thing. The Spartans are injury-riddled. They've had so many players go down this year. Chandler McBride had missed a bunch of games before. This is his first game back in a while. He had a torn ligament in his knee. He worked extremely hard to get back for this game. He really wanted to play in this one. Also, Ben Pierce, the star three-point shooter, suffered a similar injury. And
as Connor Catlett breaking his hand going for a steal in a big preseason game.
Exactly, and that's just the sort of thing that's happened to Webb this year. They've fought through it. They've played pretty well. It's a tough team. They play hard. They play fast basketball. That's their thing. They like to get out on the break, and that's a big source of points for them.
As we see Chandler McBride set up to come in for the first time all season.
So as the C.A.K. misses a shot, Spartans will get ball into the basket. Miles Rasnick to inbound to Ridenauer. Ridenauer taking it up.
Ball goes back out of bounds to Rasnick.
They're going to have to restart the play over. The ref wasn't ready.
And Ryan Lee will come out and Chandler McBride to take his place.
I'm really just excited to see how Chandler McBride does in this game.
How he can handle the pressure.
Exactly. It's his first game back, and what a momentous occasion. I mean, it's against a rival C.A.K., and as I said before, they're literally just down the street. And it's his first game back in a while in front of the big home crowd. So, I mean, we'll see if the pressure gets to him or not. I know him pretty well. He's not usually the guy to succeed to pressure, though.
And Rasnick gives up a big 5-second call, tightly guarded by number 12, David High. It makes you wonder if they'll let Rasnick come out at point guard next time or go back to having Chase Ridenauer.
That's the thing. They don't have any players that are in the middle. They've got really tall players, and they've got really sort of not as tall, but speedy and fast sort of guards. As C.A.K. misses a shot, Alex I believe that was Alex Tedford who swatted it down. The Spartans will go into the end of the first quarter, a 6-2 lead, playing pretty well.
And you're exactly right about the size thing, Peyton. You have 6'1" Ryan Lee along with 4'9" Connor Catlett on the same team. Not that there's either of them are any better, but Connor's wiry and quick, and Ryan can really sky, and they really both add things to the team.
I agree completely. What do you think, Marcel?
Well, I'm just amazed about what Webb's doing, and C.A.K. too. They're just both great teams.
It's sort of like a few prize fighters feeling each other out before they go in for the knockout punch almost. That would be a decent analogy to sum it up.
That
exactly.
would. Frazier and Ali standing toe-to-toe, hammering each other.
Well, Spartans and C.A.K. both hope to pack a punch throughout the rest of this half. The thing is, though, their guard play, we haven't got to see it much. Miles Rasnick is a heck of a shooter.
That he is, Peyton, that he is.
Yeah, he can really stroke it from out there. And, I mean, that's something we didn't really get to see much. He didn't get to take a shot in the entire first quarter. As the lineup for this quarter will be the first time we'll see Davis DeLozier, Chase Ridenauer,
along with Griffin Hicks, Ryan Lee, and J.T. Dooley out there.
Going back to those injuries, Connor Catlett has actually suffered 2 injuries this year during sports, one for cross country and now one for basketball.
He's very athletic, though. He also plays soccer on the school A-team.
He's had a year riddled with injuries, though, Peyton, starting with a broken foot, followed by a broken hand, and now with a broken wrist.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a sort of kid who will rebound from that. He's just good-spirited. He's a good kid. I know him pretty decently. Played soccer together. He's a pretty good kid.
And it kills you to see him sitting there on the sidelines.
He's still supporting the team, though. It's not like he's going to just drop out. He'll support the team.
And he'll be back with the team in a few weeks.
No, because
exactly.
He's not a quitter. He won't give up. He wants to play these games.
And that's the sort of thing you need, especially in the middle school game, is somebody who won't give up, who will play to the buzzer. And that's the sort of kid that most of the Webb players are. And here's the thing I'd like to notice. I have a friend on the opposing team named Jacob Alexander. He just moved here from Kentucky, but he's very athletic. At least I know him from soccer. He's very, very athletic. He's been with the team a few weeks. Doesn't get to play much, but by the end of the year, he could be a real playmaker.
And late additions like that can often make a team great, Peyton.
Like, for example, with the Spartans football team, additions of Jackson Mullins, a great linebacker for him. He also plays B basketball for the Spartans.
As well as Jacob Cook at kicker mid-season.
Exactly, and those are the sort of players that can spark a team to greatness. And the Spartans have quite a few of those.
And David Hyde inbound.
David's also a very good player. He's a great person. I know him outside the game. He's just a good guy all around. And
he is. Really
he's
nice kid.
Talented,
and
beyond compare.
Back to David. David will pass it, but it is intercepted by number 32, Chase Ridenauer, on the fast break.
Look at those ups by Ridenauer as he goes in with a no-look, can't hit.
Rims out on the layup, but a great move. And Rasnick set to come in. As we see a attempted layup by Alex Tedford fall short. Chase Ridenauer on the fast break to JT Dooley.
JT Dooley with the pump fake. Nice. 8-2 Spartans.
And his height, he really knows how to use his height to his advantage in the paint, Peyton.
If you just looked at the score, it sort of looked like a sloppy game, but it really hasn't been. I mean, they both played hard, and that's what it's been. As the ball is overthrown by number 3, Alex Tedford. Substitutions come in. Ridenauer heads to the bench for the first time in the game, and Connor Courtney hits the floor for the first time. Another great three-point shooter added to the team.
As well as another one of those 7th graders we talked about earlier, Peyton. That 7th grade class is really a big addition to Webb.
Most definitely. As Rasnick takes it inside, using that speed to get to the basket. Not enough, not strong enough. Banks it off the front iron, can't hit.
And it seems like a lot of these shots are rimming out tonight, Peyton.
Yeah, maybe something wrong with the rims, I don't know. Yeah. But it seemed like in the girls' game, they were going down easy, lickety-split easy.
And the pass goes into number 21, Michael DeBus. Thrown out to number 5, Tom O'Rourke.
David Hyde makes a save, but to a Spartan defender, JT Dooley on the fast break, lays it up and in. 6-point for Dooley. He's got 6 on the night, contributing to the Spartan 10. I'm pretty sure Ridenauer is the remaining 4.
And you know what's truly amazing is the fact that JT Dooley and Ryan Lee both play down low. JT is left-handed, which makes it even more simple for them to both. They're each on their dominant side, which means they're almost unstoppable as number 21, Michael DeBus, rolls a layup in.
Also, Stokes Needham's left-handed as well. When's the last time you've seen 3 left-handed players on a roster as small as Webb's?
As we see Tom O'Rourke guarding Miles Rasnick in the lane, but not well enough as Rasnick rolls in the layup on a great drive.
I think the problem earlier in this game was the teams couldn't finish the basket play. Now these teams are finishing just like that.
I think it might be a charge.
And no, I believe that's a block call, and there will be 2 shots awarded to the Warriors.
Still, Ryan Lee made a great effort to try and get that, get the turnover with the charge. Just didn't go his way this time.
As we see Michael DeBus to shoot 2. And you know, some of these big guys, although they're very impressive in the paint, aren't the best at free throws. As we see him rim one out, because after a certain point, your hands get too big for the ball. It gets harder to handle.
Michael DeBus played a pretty good game, though, hustling around, making a few saves. He's got a few points.
And we'll watch him try to make it 1 for 2.
And he does.
And he does. What
he
a
will
shot.
hit, and now they are 1 point away from the grand total that the C.A.K. Lady Warriors got against the Spartans earlier tonight of 6. And the ball is taken away. Number 2, Andy Pryor, with the ball taken up.
And Peyton, you know the score might seem rather lopsided, but really it's a closer game than it appears, and the Warriors could get right back in a second. As they do
number
with a layup.
22,
Cole Smith.
That would be Cole Smith. I haven't seen him do much other than win the tip-off for him, but he looks like a player who could be a pretty big deal for him.
I mean, those shots might look easy, but they are not as easy as they look.
Especially that finger roll. Have to spin it to the side as you shoot a hook.
Yes.
I believe there might have been a foul on C.A.K. Bouchardine and Reinauer check in for Hicks and Courtney. Reinauer back in the game. Got to rest for about 4 minutes. He's back in. He's a very good three-point shooter as he pops one. Can't hit that time, but he actually does have a pretty good shot for a point guard who drives most.
And we see
and he goes up for the layup. Oh, he's packed.
Sent back by Reinauer. That's one of those hustle plays he's famous for. And there's a foul, frustration foul maybe, on number 21, Michael DeBusk. But you were going to say something before that play occurred.
I was, and what I was going to say was the biggest difference between Coach Elliott Stroop and Coach Rob Goldmeyer's offense is, if you notice, every single active player has gotten some floor time tonight, where with Coach Stroop it would be about 6, 7, or 8, which, although both offenses work, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. This one just seems to be working this year.
Reinauer can't hit, had some great defense on him. C.A.K. taking it down the court. The score is 7-12. Minute 40 left in this first half. As a ball stripped away by Raznick.
And a great fast break.
Long pass.
Ball out in front to Chandler McBride. It saves back to Miles Rasnick. Goes up for the layup, and it will be no good. But J.T. Dooley with the rebound out to Guthrie Bouchardine. Bouchardine will set up the offense at the top of the key.
C.A.K. almost ended up with that ball right there.
Tightly guarded
really
by Robert
close.
G. He'll dribble in out to Rasnick. Rasnick will set it up.
Pick and roll, not seen by Raznick, but for our viewers that didn't see that, maybe go home and rewind it because Dooley was cutting open. Reinauer gets his own rebound, can't put back. Dooley can't finish.
With the putback by Dooley. One-handed mid-air putback. Almost went down.
Less than a minute ago and half, and your score is 12-7 Spartans.
That is correct, and as the Spartans get another turnover forced, and then they lose it again. It's been a rough, scrappy game. The ball's been going back and forth, back and forth. It seems like nobody really has a great handle on it.
You see them with a lot of these fast breaks, some of them which are turning out in their favor, with some great quick baskets.
And almost makes the shot.
The rebound will be grabbed by Miles Rasnick, who will stay back to set up the offense.
And
Dribble up to be guarded by number 2, Andy Pryor. Out to Ridenauer, back to Rasnick. Rasnick will set up the offense. Looks like rest counting the 5 seconds. Dribble around with the screen by McBride. And it'll be out to Ridenauer. Ridenauer will pass it back to McBride.
Less than 10 seconds left in the half.
Dooley with the layup.
And he makes the shot.
I believe that's 8 points for Dooley here.
That's the end of the half, and your score is
It doesn't matter.
14.
Ridenauer made the shot. It's not going to count, though.
Still a great shot.
14 and a C.A.K. 7.
Great half by the Spartans. Scores 14-7, but you cannot discount the C.A.K. team. They played scrappy defense. They played well, and they're holding their own.
Yes, they are.
C.A.K. has played their hearts out, and that's all you can really say. Well, I think we're going to take a break here before bringing the second half. This has been a production of the WOW Network. We're here at Lee Athletic Center signing off. We'll bring you the second half.
see the offense set up by number 11, Turner Helton. Passed into number 55, Cole McSparran. Stolen by Miles Rasnick to set up the offense at the top of the key. As we talk about how well the Spartan offense performed in the first half, dished out to Chase Ridenauer. He'll drive in, go for the left-handed layup, and it's good. That'll make the score 16-7. Now, wouldn't you guys agree that both offenses had a great game?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty close game, and, you know, I think that both teams are playing pretty well.
Yeah. And at this moment, the WOW Network would like to give a shout-out to a former teacher, Miss Judy Eastwood, who is watching in Maine and enjoying her retirement. She's the mother of middle school social studies teacher Heather Eastwood. Thanks to Judy Eastwood for all her years of science at Webb, which included serving as a Latin teacher for 60 years, and is currently WOW Network's quality control inspector. As we see the C.A.K. offense set up, passed out to number 2, Andy Pryor. Set up at top with number 11, Turner Helton. Dished out to Alexander, and the three-pointer will rim out. Hit the top of the basket, and that is ruled out of bounds as we see Rasnick take the ball out of bounds. Now, Langston, what were you saying about how the offense has been doing so far?
Yeah, both offenses have been, I think, much better than the girls' game right before this. Like, C.A.K. has been really driving the ball instead, and they're not behind as they were, so it's good.
As the ball is dished in to number 40, Ryan Lee, who is fouled while going up for the shot. That'll be 2 free throws. Ryan Lee, who hasn't been the best at free throws, but has also been very consistent when he's on. We'll see him take 2 here. What would you guys like to say about the free throw shooting tonight? As this one rims out. Jonathan?
Well, the free throw shooting, I mean, this is a middle school team, so, you know, we can't expect professional, but I think that it's been pretty good for their age groups.
Ooh, as it barely misses. The rebound, there's a foul on the rebound. The ball to be given to the C.A.K. Warriors. The foul is on number 32, Chase Ridenauer. Ball is passed in to number 11, Turner Helton. And Webb with its signature press. Ball passed over the press to number 23, Alex Dalton. But it is stolen by number 00, JT Dooley, passed into Rasnick. Oh, but it's tipped off. Stolen once again by number 4, Jacob Alexander. As we'll see the ball be taken out by the C.A.K. Warriors. Now, this has been a rivalry throughout the years, you guys, and how do you think this is going to affect their playing for the rest of the night?
I think that knowing that right now they're beating C.A.K., I think that they're going to try their hardest to hold out this lead, because beating their rival would be a big boost for this game and the rest of the season. So I think that they're going to try to do whatever they can to keep it.
Yeah, winning would be a big morale boost for the rest of the season.
Especially with only 1 loss going into the tougher stretch, as the ball is dished out to number 2, Andy Pryor. The pass in is stolen by Griffin Hicks, but it is regained by Andy Pryor. It'll go out to number 11, Turner Helton, set up the offense into number 21, Michael DeBusk. The ball will go out to Pryor once again. And Pryor will drive in out to number 4, Jacob Alexander, and the ball will not even hit the rim. Now, you guys, some of these shots have been rimming out that look good. What do you have to say about the baskets tonight?
Well, I mean, they haven't been making as many as I saw in the girls' game. Like, Webb was scoring, you know, like every couple seconds then, but that's only because C.A.K. was turning over so much. So it's a more even match, I think.
It's true. It's true. The defense has been a lot better in the boys' game as the girls' game, but then again, the offense in the girls' game was much better than it is in the boys' game, as we'll see it go out to number 4, Jacob Alexander. The Warriors and the Spartans offense have both proven to be quite complex, as we see JT Dooley on the fast break into Griffin Hicks. Take it out, dish it out to Chase Ridenauer, out to Miles Rasnick. Ridenauer will drive in with the shot, and it is no good. Rebounded by JT Dooley, and there's a jump ball. What would you guys, the rebounding's been very great tonight, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. It's been really good.
And do you guys have any predictions for the winners? Do you think the Warriors can come back, or do you think the Spartans are going to hold this?
I think that the Spartans are going to try their best to hold this lead, but, you know, anything can happen. So we'll just have.
Thank you, Jonathan and Langston. Langston, what are your predictions for the game?
I mean, the Spartans, being in the lead right now, probably are in a better mood, and they're going to try to keep it up. They just shouldn't get cocky, but I mean, C.A.K, they can come back if they wanted. They have the talent, it looks like.
And we can't help but remember the Webb A-team last year, which consisted of 1 6th grader, 1 7th grader, and then 10 8th graders, now has 7 7th graders on it. Quite a surprise, which really leads you to believe that the class of 2018 is really going to be a driving force in the Webb basketball program for the next few years. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, that's a big increase in 7th graders since last year.
Absolutely. Including starters such as Chase Ridenauer and Miles Rasnick. Miles, who wasn't even on a team last year, has really improved over the summer, and it's really shown. Davis Delosier, who has just subbed in, playing ferocious defense. The Webb defense is really something to talk about. It's really been performing well tonight, especially their press. Now, do you think a full court press is beneficial?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it is. It seems to have worked for them, so.
Absolutely. With Coach Rob Goldmeyer emphasizing the running in their game, as we'll see the ball inbounded, number 21. But it seems to have been a 5-second call, and the ball will go back to the Spartans. And at this moment, the WOW Network would like to give a shout out to former teacher Miss Judy Eastwood, who is watching in Maine and enjoying her retirement. She's the mother of middle school social studies teacher Heather Eastwood. Thanks to Judy Eastwood for all her years of service at Webb, which included serving as Latin teacher for 60 years, and is currently WOW Network Quality Control Inspector Emeritus. We thank you, Judy. Great fan. And many of the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders have been taught by Miss Heather Eastwood, a great social studies teacher. That is her mother. In fact, I think you two might have her this year.
Yeah, best social studies teacher I've ever had.
As we'll see Miles Rasnick bring the ball up the court. No press from C.A.K. With some tight defense by number 11, Turner Helton. He dished out to number 24, Chandler McBride. McBride will get the ball stolen from him, but recovered by Davis Delosier. There is a foul on the play. We'll see Ryan Lee come into the game. It looks like the foul is on Andy Pryor, number 2 from the Warriors, as Rasnick comes in to throw the ball in. Now, another big difference between last year's team and this year's team is how many people are playing. Every single person in uniform on the bench has gotten some decent playing time this game, which really keeps fresh legs. Now, do you think fresh legs are a huge factor in winning a game? Do you think fatigue plays a factor?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, because they have the fresh legs, they can keep going. They don't have to slow down and take as many breaks, and you know, they can just keep playing the game. And I mean, if you don't have fresh legs, then you're going to get tired, and the Spartans don't seem to be getting tired.
As with 25 seconds left in the quarter, the ball will go out to Rasnick. They need to hurry now. Get a shot off before the clock expires, and one is up, and it is good. 3-pointer by number 10, Davis Delosier. The ball will be brought up by number 11, Turner Helton, pressed by Delosier. The ball knocked out of bounds by Miles Rasnick, a great defensive effort. As we'll see C.A.K. try to get one last shot off with 10.4 seconds left on the clock in our third quarter. The score is 21-7, Webb Spartans. And we'll see number 5, Tom O'Rourke, come in to Andy Pryor. The ball will be inbounded to Tom from number 21, Michael DeBusk. Pressed by Delosier. Driving in. Passes out. 3 seconds left. Got to get a shot off. Shot by number 22, Cole Smith, rims out. It is no good, and that is the end of our third quarter. Score once again, 21-7. What are your thoughts on the game so far, guys?
I think that this has been a pretty tight game. It's been pretty even, mostly. I mean, each team is equally as good, but the Spartans have just gotten the lead.
I mean, unlike the game we were watching before this, Webb has been doing just as well, I think, but C.A.K. has been doing better. I mean, they've been pushing the ball. They have more points already than the women on that team had gotten the entire game, and their defense is not bad. Definitely not.
Absolutely, Langston. As we'll see the start of the fourth quarter here. Spartan cheerleaders with a quick performance. They really boost the morale for a team, and they've done a great job throughout the season. And as well as the C.A.K. cheerleaders who have come to the road game tonight. Nice gesture, supporting their home team, as once again this is a rivalry, and as well they are right down the street from the Webb campus.
Yeah, cheerleaders are pretty good at rivalry games because, you know, they boost the morale even if you're behind, so it's a good thing.
That it is. As we'll see the ball taken out to be inbounded by number 34 Griffin Hicks to 23 Rasnick. Miles will take the ball, top of the key, set up the offense, dished out to Ridenauer. Oh, ball thrown away, intended for number 00 JT Dooley. Just looked like a miscommunication there. We haven't seen many of those tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's the first one that I think I've seen. I mean, I don't remember any others if there have been. So.
Absolutely. As we see the ball dished in to number 22, Cole Smith. The ball looked like a thrown away pass, but indeed it actually bounced off the leg of number 40 center Ryan Lee. As the ball be inbounded by Turner Helton. Held outside. Dish back into Cole Smith. Out once again to DeBusk. Smith will drive in, puts up the shot, and it is no good. Rebounded and passed out to O'Rule. Oh, and that will rim out as well, as we'll see Ridenauer lead the Spartans fast break. And he'll keep it, go up for the layup. Oh, and it barely rims out. A great little figure roll there. As once again, we'll see Tom O'Rourke come in. Ball given to number 11, Turner Helton. Helton holding the ball, coming around the side, dished out to number 21, Michael Busk, and it is no good. Hicks with the ball out to Ridenauer. Now, Chase Ridenauer's played a great game at point guard. Do you think he'll be the team leader next year as an 8th grader?
I think that he would make a great team leader. I mean, he's played a nice game. He's played actually a great game. He's been pretty much leading the team this game.
Absolutely. As we see a blocking foul called. Looks like it was on the floor, so there will be no free throw shots. Oh, in fact, there will be. Looks like they're in the bonus.
Foul by Chase
Number 11, Turner Helton, to attempt 2 shots. And here's the former. No good, as we'll see him try to make it 50%. Now, guys, the score hasn't really changed in the fourth quarter. Do you think that's just the fatigue? Do you think it's a lack of offense? Do you think it's good defense? Combination of all?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably all three of those. It's the fourth quarter, and it's getting later. You know, they're kind of tired, and they've both been playing stellar offense and defense, I think. So.
Absolutely. We'll see Griffin Hicks come in, out to Chandler McBride, but the ball bounces away. Turner Helton recovers. He'll take it up the floor. O'Rourke running along parallel. Ball out to O'Rourke. Helton backed out behind the three-point line, drives in with the layup, and it's good. That will make it 21-10. Webb Spartans with a time left of 4:30. At this time, it looks improbable for the C.A.K. Warriors to come back, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And JT Dooley, not the usual ball handler, will dish it back to Chase Ridenauer after a quick stint with the ball to try to avoid the press. Ridenauer will get past his man Turner Hilton, and it looks like there's a blocking foul on Hilton. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans, as we see Miles Rasnick and Ryan Lee, both starters, return to the game, and Chandler McBride and Guthrie Bouchardine come back out. Rasnick will take the ball out of bounds. And looks like he had some trouble finding an open man. Out to Dooley. Dooley passes out to Hicks with a little runner. It is off the back rim. Now, Griffin Hicks, Guthrie Bouchardine, and Chandler McBride were all on the B team last year. Do you think that's going to affect, and as previously mentioned, Ryan Lee and Chase Ridenauer are on the A team. Now, do you think those 5 are the core of this team this year after having a year of experience?
Well, yeah, I mean, a year of experience is always a good thing because then you can learn how to play with each other. And if you can learn how to play with each other, then you know what each other's strengths are, like I said, in the girls' game. And you know what situations each person handles better.
Absolutely. And like many people say, experience is the best teacher. And with about 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter, Spartans up by 11 points, once again 21-10. As we see a timeout taken. And Coach Rob Goldmeyer is drawing up a play. Spartans watching intently. Now, what do you guys think about the game so far? What are the strengths and weaknesses for each team?
Well, I mean, the Spartans have definitely had a good offense because, I mean, they're in the lead, so that shows that they've been doing well. And C.A.K, I would say, does too because they've scored. They're only 11 points behind, which is not bad, really, if you think about it. So.
Absolutely. What about you, Jonathan?
Well, like Langston said, I mean, the Webb Spartans have been playing an amazing offense. But the C.A.K Warriors, they've been able to keep up with defense. I think that if the C.A.K defense wasn't as good, the Webb Spartans would be a lot farther in the lead. But the C.A.K Warriors have been able to keep them down.
Absolutely. As Ridenauer will bring it up. One of those great screens set by Ryan Lee. Ball will be knocked out of bounds, but it will go back to the Spartans along the baseline. Rasnick to inbound. They've had some very successful and very unsuccessful inbound plays throughout the night. We'll watch to see what this one turns out to be. And it is knocked out of bounds once again by number 11, Turner Helton. Looks like there will be another inbounds play. Seems like the Spartans have had some trouble getting the ball in on the inbounds plays. How do you think the C.A.K Warriors prepared for that?
Well, I mean, if you know that they've been having trouble getting those inbound plays going, then you know if you just, play it tight, then you'll probably get the ball. So it's an advantage for them, I think.
As we see the Spartan fan base start to take a part in this game, getting excited with the 11-point lead with only about half of a quarter left to go against their rivals C.A.K. Now, it has to be an advantage playing your rivals at home, although they will play at C.A.K as well. Would you rather play your rivals at home?
I think that playing your rivals at home gets you not really an advantage physically, but it gives you a huge moral advantage because then more people from your team will come out and support you, and then generally you just do better.
And it can really help when you get a lead going, get some momentum, to have some fans backing you up. Really help with the momentum swings. As Rasnick will take the ball at top of the key. Knocked out of his hands by Tom O'Rourke, but regained. And there will be a foul called. Yes, it is on Tom O'Rourke. He's a feisty defender, but he has been playing well. Came off the bench. What do you think of his game so far, guys?
I think that this has been a pretty aggressive game. I mean, each team is playing extremely well. So, I'm really proud of each team. I mean,
great pass to Griffin Hicks over the head of number 23, Alex Dalton. We go out to number 00, JT Dooley with one of those sweet left-handed hooks he has. To the layup, Tom O'Rourke, take it out. Really, really getting swarmed by that Spartans press. Out to Cole Smith, who will give it back out to Michael DeBus. Cole for the three-pointer, and it is good. Oh, it looks like that was inside the three-point line. Foot on the line, possibly. But we'll see the Warriors' first basket of the night. Although, and you know, fellas, although the score is has an 11-point difference, you have to feel like this is a closer game.
This is a much closer game than the game before this one. I mean, the Warriors aren't too far behind. And I don't know if they could catch up in this time, but you never know.
And Chase Ridenauer has another one of his great drives to the basket. It'll be 25-12 Spartans with about 2:30 left in the game. Number 11, Turner Helton. The ball up, guarded tightly by Miles Rasnick, out to number 21, Michael DeBusk. Back out to Helton. Helton will dribble it around, pass it to Dalton. Dalton into DeBusk. DeBusk into Smith, and Smith up for the layup, but it is no good. Rasnick on the fast break to Ridenauer. Ridenauer goes in, and another one of those great layups. He's had a great game tonight.
Yeah, they've scored, and they've scored twice in like the past 20 seconds, and that's pretty good. Both the same person, too. So
as we see 5 Spartans checking in at the table, looks like there will be a complete switch at the next stop and play. What do you think of that strategy?
Well, like you were saying before about the fresh legs, I think that the fresh legs is going to help the Spartans keep this lead because now their team can rest and new players can come on.
Absolutely. As we see 5 come out, 5 come on. Well, like hockey in a sense. And even in the NCAA, you'll see schools with 12 people playing only 6 or 7 of them, and you'll also see schools playing all 12, taking advantage. It all just really depends on the coach's viewpoint. Neither of them are necessarily wrong. But it seems to me that all the fresh legs have been benefiting the Spartans majorly tonight.
yeah, I mean, when you've been well rested, but you're still loose because you played fairly recently, that means you're just all the better, I think. So
In fact, the only 2 Spartans who haven't gotten onto the floor are Connor Catlett and Ben Pierce, both out with injuries. Although I'm sure they would be on the floor if they weren't hurt. Both major players on this team. This team was very sad to see them go. Ooh, as the ball skips off of Chandler McBride's heel. What were you going to say, Langston?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, that's my mistake. As we'll see the ball go out to Andy Pryor. Pryor to Aurora. Aurora into Dalton. Dalton to Helton. Helton back out to Pryor. Pryor to Dalton. Out to O'Rourke. Into West McSpadden. Back out to Helton. Cole Smith, Tom O'Rourke. Man, they're really moving the ball, and the Spartans are just not letting them have anything. As we'll see Helton drive in, but he is denied. Foul on the play. Looks like he'll have 2 shots. Once again, it is 21-12 with 34 seconds.
Foul on number 10, Davis.
As we'll see, major asset to the C.A.K. Warriors, Turner Helton, come to the line. He is now 2 for 3 on the night. He's a sweet little shot. He's been a big part of their offense tonight, guys.
Yeah, definitely. He's been getting those swishes, so you know.
Absolutely, and now he's 3 for 4 on the night. The pass over everyone's head to Connor Courtney. Courtney will drive in to the side. Ball bounce off the rim, but it will stay on the Spartan side of the court, as it appears to have hit a C.A.K. Warrior on the way out of bounds. Guthrie Bouchardine to throw it in. As we'll see him find Chandler McBride. McBride back out to Bouchardine. Bouchardine around the top of the key. Setting up the offense with a great screen from McBride. He'll cut around. Looks like he's having some trouble finding open space, but there is a foul called on O'Rourke. Once again, a feisty defender, but he is having some foul trouble tonight. Although some coaches say that fouls can be sacrificed for great defense. As we see the ball pass backcourt to Davis Delosier. Delosier will come around the left side, spin around, screen from Stokes Needham. Out to Bouchardine.
2 seconds left in the game.
1 second left, and the clock will just be run out. And a win by a fairly large margin tonight by the Webb Spartans, 29-14, with 6 fouls apiece in the second half. Great rivalry, great game. Even though the score margin was 15, many of us here at this game feel that it was much closer because really competitive spirit from both teams the entire time.
Yeah, they were just so competitive this time that, I mean, it was a really fun game to watch because they were both very into it, you know, and they were just going all out.
Absolutely. And now we see both teams shake hands, a real act of sportsmanship, and go off to the respective locker rooms. A great win by the Spartans, even though, despite the various injured players that are very big on this team. Any final thoughts on the game, folks?
I think that since this game was a rivalry game, I think that this is going to be a huge moral booster for the Spartans because, you know, there's nothing better than beating your rivals because then you can say that you beat your rivals.
And after that, we'll sign off. Thanks for watching. This is Webb on the Web, the WOW Network, coming to you from the Webb Spartans versus the C.A.K. Warriors, male-female doubleheader. Once again, a rivalry game, and we'll sign off.